Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets and Waves. Today is September 17th, another week for the month of September closes, and as we near the last quarter of 2021. In today's Markets and Waves video, I'm going to have a quick revisit on the DXY, Euro, Dollar, Pound, Dollar, Yen, and also gold. Moves all over the place. So it's important to see what's going on. As you well know, on the DXY, we're looking at a triangle over here, although I was expecting it to extend to something like this. It didn't happen. We're still good since wave E down here has actually truncated around 30% truncation here. So more of the 70% of leg D is registered, which means we can consider this as a truncation in wave E. Now, what's really happening though is that since then we've got 1, 2, and 3. So to me, since we're in wave C, it looks like that we might get another leg up over here, okay, to around 93, as we said the other day, unless if this turns out to be a W, X, and Y, okay? And that I say purely because that can be an ABC, but also a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It can be seen both ways. So ABC could be done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more leg up. If we take this as a guide, that looks corrective, which means another leg up can be seen. Don't forget 1 and 2 continuation to the downside for 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so on Euro Dollar, some sort of similar ugly triangle, I would say, in wave B. We moved past below wave 1, which I didn't want to see, but it's usually expected, especially when we're looking at wave 1, because markets still think that we are, well, in this particular case, we're still bearish, and this is part of a correction. This is called the basing, actually, process. That's why we see very deep corrections in wave 2. With that said, though, guys, we have to look at the structure internally, and we need to see that we've done, we need more. We need more to the downside. If that is even to be considered as wave B, because, I mean, look at this, B. It looks a bit different. So 1 and 2, and we've got internally 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 4 and 5. So I see 117.15 back on the cards for the time being. Okay, and of course, assuming that this is indeed going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because the other scenario as well, if we look at this, look. And that's a C, right? So what if that was ABC? I'll get an ABC and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even a different sort of perspective here. If we have some sort of complex pattern over here, what if that was A, B, and C? Actually, can we even do that, or are we too far? No, we're too far. Forget about this. So we cannot. So it could be a case where we are still correcting here, and that of course is going to turn into a W, X, and Y rather than anything else. Okay, which means if that's my W, then that means that my X will be something like this. I mean, it could turn into a triangle. Actually, in X, no, it could turn into a flat. It could turn into another combination or anything else pretty much. So we really have to focus on, on what's going to happen after potential rejection down at around 117. GBPUSD, just looking at this structure over here, if you remember, yeah, A, B, and C, that leg looks like it's my 2. Then here, guys, I'll be honest, I'm not convinced. I think we're going to get another leg up to get 3 of this particular ending diagonal that we are projecting, and then we're going to get the 5th one. Why? Because this first leg of the ending diagonal lasted like 2 weeks, and then the zigzag over here, which is fine, lasted a few days. Now, if we look at the end of wave 3 here, that means we are nearly like halfway through the longevity or duration of wave 1, which means, and since we've done the first part, if we do the other part up for wave 3 as well, we're going to have an equal distribution of time here between waves 1 and 3, which might be a bit more possible to happen. Now we are still looking at this as an ABC flat, right? Do not forget regular, and we can see an ending diagonal in this wave. If, of course, that's not the case, then what else we could see is, well, that can definitely, I mean, if we just assume that this is going to be a wave 1, then it's going to have to be something like that. Like this is a leading diagonal, right? And then after that leading diagonal, it's ABC here. We're going to get more downside for a flat, and then we will get 3, 4, and 5. Okay. That is the alternative over here, that we have a leading diagonal here instead. Either way, I see this remaining in this corrective pattern for a while. USDJPY becomes day by day more and more complex. If we look at this as a W, X, and Y, yeah, because that can be a flat, and then we're looking at a wave C over here. We can assume that A, B, C, D, E is done. And now, in wave Y, we can see either an A, B, C, which means we ended with a truncation and we're going to continue higher, which I don't think is the case. Or we could even see an ending diagonal, which is going to get us to a lower low and revisit perhaps the 108.70, which might make a bit more sense. Now, obviously, we can also look at a potential triangle over here, okay, which means that this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and we're going to get E up here. And then we're going to move lower down. So we really have to see what happens close to this sort of trend lines over here, okay, to the top as we actually head towards that. Because if the top holds, then very likely we're going to do something like this, okay. That's on dollar yen as well. Still, we are in wave 2 in my opinion, and we are eventually going to see that breaking higher at some point. Now, when it comes to gold, we also had a sharp decline. Of course, euro dollar had that too, and we've seen the US index rising. One and ABC, yeah. Some might say, are we done? I think we're going to get another leg down, okay. I do, because that looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4 for now, and another leg for 5, closer to 1733. That would make more sense. I mean, we have penetrated the wave 1 anyway, so we get the basing process again. Maybe, who knows, maybe we're going to go all the way down to like wave 2 or so, or to 1705. Why do I have this here? I'm just trying to understand. That should be down here. Apologies. So 61.8, 1738 can be expected. Okay. As I said before, wave 2 usually gets quite a lot of sort of correction here. Okay. That is part of the basing process. You can see also this particular wave from 1 to 2 in the intermediate degree. We got nearly a 99% correction, so you can understand how that works. Also, with that said, of course, that might be ABC, ABC. We might see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then continue lower, right? Because these corrections, 90% and up to 100%, then you can understand that they can bring us flats. So that's going to be all for the day, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we will speak again next Monday.